What's good, YouTube? It's your boy, Blue Blood Sports TV, back at y'all with another one. So I'm sure everybody has heard the news that the great historian Kurt Sugar, Curtis Anderson, aka Kurt Sugar, aka the historian, aka my brother, my co-host, has transitioned. So wasn't going to do anything else, but I know the great historian Kurt Anderson would want me to touch on this story because this one would have really rubbed the historian the wrong way. And that being under former unified welterweight world champion superstar boxer Keith one-time Thurman, who is now 29 wins, 1 loss, no draw, 22 big wins by way of knockout. Keith Thurman is 33 years of age, 5'7" with a 69-inch arm reach. He'll be making his ring return after a 2-year layoff after suffering the only loss in his career back in July of 2019 against legendary 8th Division world champion, iconic Filipino superstar boxer Manny Pacquiao. With that said, he lost a majority decision. He was dropped in the fight. He faced adversity in the 10th round. Looked like he was going to get stopped with a body shot. He weathered the storm and he got all the way back to a majority decision in favor of Manny Pacquiao. But he closed the gap. He'll be making his ring return this upcoming Saturday, February 5th, in Las Vegas, Nevada at the Mandalay Bay Arena against former WBA regular champion at junior welterweight, Mexican star boxer Mario Barrios, who's going to be making his welterweight debut against Keith Thurman. Mario Barrios is 26 wins, 1 loss, no draws, 17 wins by way of knockout. Mario Barrios is 26 years of age, 5'10" with a 71-inch arm reach. Again, Mario Barrios, his last fights overall have been at junior welterweight at the 140-pound division. His last fight was a brutal knockout loss to 3-division world champion, undefeated superstar boxer Gervonta Tank Davis that took place June of 2021, and Gervonta Tank Davis knocked out Mario Barrios. So Mario Barrios is a career junior welterweight who definitely has a major, massive frame and is going to be making his debut at the welterweight limit at 147. So he's moving north 7 pounds. And then the news broke that Keith Thurman has demanded that Mario Barrios wears 10-ounce gloves. Okay? Mario Barrios is used to fighting in 8-ounce gloves. He's used to fighting in smaller weight classes. Keith Thurman is viewed to be the bigger puncher. Mario Barrios, 17 knockouts, but Mario Barrios is not known to be a power puncher. He's known for his heart, his activity, overwhelming you. His size and his length and his boxing ability. He was outboxing Gervonta Tank Davis in the first 4 or 5 rounds of that fight. So with that said, Keith Thurman is now demanding Mario Barrios wears 10-ounce gloves, which is not a rule because when you fight 147 on down, you wear 8-ounce gloves. Anything above 147, junior middleweight on up, you wear 10-ounce gloves. So with that said, Keith Thurman is looking for an advantage. I know people are saying, well, Keith Thurman may have injured hands. Well, 2 ounces is not going to protect Keith Thurman's hands, okay? If he does have an injured hand, that's not going to protect his hands, okay? Keith Thurman is looking for an advantage to slow down Mario Barrios. It's very ironic that in the interview Keith Thurman did today, he stated that this fight with Mario Barrios will help him translate to a possible future showdown with undefeated 3-division world champion, former junior welterweight undisputed world champion, currently the WBO welterweight reigning world champion, who is widely considered by many to be the #1 best pound-for-pound fighter in the world, in Terrence Bud Crawford. Terrence Crawford is 38 wins, no losses, no draws, 29 big wins by way of knockout. He's 34 years of age, 5'8" with a 74-inch arm reach. With that said, Terrence Crawford responded to Keith Thurman initially stating that after Terrence Crawford's fight with two-time welterweight world champion superstar boxer Showtime Sean Porter, who is now retired, and Sean Porter is a former rival foe of Keith Thurman as well. Keith Thurman put the second blemish on Sean Porter's resume when he beat Sean Porter. So with that said, Terrence Crawford got a stoppage victory. And after that fight, Keith Thurman, he stated that in 8 months he would love to fight Terrence Crawford, which puts him right in line and on schedule of what he did after coming off his last hiatus, after he unified the belt against two-division world champion Puerto Rican superstar boxer Danny Swift Garcia. With that said, he beat Danny Garcia March of 2017. Then he went on a hiatus. He didn't come back until January of 2019 when he fought Josito Lopez, and he struggled in that fight. Looked like he was on the verge of getting stopped against Josito Lopez. Then he went on in July, and he fought Manny Pacquiao in July. So that puts him right on schedule with what he did the last time, fighting Mario Barrios in February, first week in February, and then looking to fight Terrence Crawford in July. So it's about the same time frames that he did his last few fights. Now, Terrence Crawford, he stated he didn't understand why Keith Thurman had to wait so long. He didn't have confidence in himself that he could win the fight. And Keith Thurman, he stated that nobody's listening to Terrence Crawford because Terrence Crawford doesn't know what he's doing business-wise. He don't know how to earn the money, don't know how to promote big fights, he don't know how to get big fights. So he says nobody's listening to Terrence Crawford, but that's definitely a fight he would inquire about. And it's a more of a transition from Mario Barrios, who's tall, who's rangy, who has very fast hands and respectable power, more compatible to Terrence Crawford, which I don't see the comparisons, but I understand the physical attributes is what he's getting at. But I don't even truly understand that 100% because Mario Barrios, yes, he has long arms, but it's only 71-inch arms. Terrence Crawford has 3-inch arms, a 74-inch arm reach, okay? So he has 3-inch arm reach advantage over even Mario Barrios. So with that said, you know, he said it's a better transition from Mario Barrios to Terrence Crawford than it was when he fought Josito Lopez transitioning in the fight Manny Pacquiao, okay? So with that said, Keith Thurman, he continued to note that he believes that Mario Barrios has fast hands. So it's not a complete shocker that Keith Thurman is telling Mario Barrios that he has to wear 10-ounce gloves. And this is something that would definitely ruffle the feathers of the historian Curry Anderson, because he would dislike anything more than to hear Keith Thurman trying to handicap his opponent coming off a 2.5-year layoff. Kurt Sugar, he believed that Keith Thurman is done with the sport of boxing. You know, he felt like Keith Thurman no longer was motivated, and he became a guy who, you know, was in the sport simply, you know, because he's good at it and they earn a paycheck. And so with that said, you know, Keith Thurman asking Mario Barrios to wear 10-ounce gloves is behooving to me. And so Keith Thurman, he stated that he alleged, that it may be Mario Barrios that was looking for this. So Mario Barrios, he was asked about the gloves. And Mario Barrios said that Keith Thurman asked me to wear these gloves. They brought this to my attention and they asked for this. And I just say yes. He stated that, at the end of the day, I just wanted, I'm just looking forward to the fight. I never wore 10-ounce gloves in my career, but this will be the first time. It's only 2 ounces. So I just shrugged my shoulders and said, whatever, give him what he wants. The question is, why is Keith Thurman trying to handicap a guy who's coming from junior welterweight, a smaller weight class, 7 pounds south of what Keith Thurman is normally fighting at? Keith Thurman has stated that he's physically in the best shape of his career, okay, after having the surgeries and saying that those things hindered him from staying active. He stated that he's never going to lose from here forward. And Keith Thurman is looking for an advantage against Mario Barrios, right? That's very alarming, seeing as though Keith Thurman is calling out guys like Errol Spence Jr., who's undefeated, unified WBC IBF welterweight world champion, superstar boxer, who is widely considered by many to be top 3 best pound for pound fighters in the world, who is 27 wins, no losses, no draws, 21 wins by way of knockout. He's 31 years of age, 5'9.5" with a 72-inch arm reach. With that said, Keith Thurman is lobbying to get a fight with Errol Spence. He's lobbying to get a fight with Terrence Crawford, the best of the best. He wants the opportunity to regain the title. Well, Errol Spence came off of a 14-month layoff, suffered a horrific car accident, suffered a detached retina in his most recent injury, and Errol Spence has never demanded that Danny Garcia wear 10-ounce gloves in their fight. He came off of a horrific car accident, 14-month layoff, and fighting a much better opponent than Keith Thurman is fighting Mario Barrios. No slight to Mario Barrios, but Danny Garcia is definitely viewed as a better fighter than Mario Barrios with a lot more power, okay, and a highly profiled, okay? It's a higher profile fighter. And Errol Spence didn't demand Danny Garcia wear 10-ounce gloves, okay? Those are tricks of the trade to slow down your opponent, to get an advantage, or to get in his head. And so Terrence Crawford had over a year layoff. He fought November 14th of 2021. 2020. He didn't come back and fight Sean Porter till November 20th of 2021. So he was out the ring for a year. And Terrence Crawford didn't demand that Sean Porter, that he had any advantage over Sean Porter, and he fought a better fighter in Sean Porter. Neither did Sean Porter, who fought August of 2020, and then he came back in November a year later and fought Terrence Crawford. So why is Keith Thurman looking to handicap Mario Barrios? So I knew this was something that would ruffle the feathers of the historian, so I just had to do this one video before I call it a night. But that's all I got for y'all. Rest in power to the historian. Salute to the historian, man. Y'all already know what it is. It's your boy Blue Blood Sports TV. Hate, like, comment, and subscribe. If you haven't subscribed, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, hit the bell icon to get all the new notifications. Follow me on Instagram at Blue Blood Sports TV, all one word. Y'all already know what it is. Shout out to the entire LDBC. Shout out to New Media. Shout out to Black Media Row. Make sure you like and share these videos. And that's all I got for y'all. Salute to the great historian. Once again, shout out to my brother, Kurt Anderson, a.k.a. Kurt Sugar, a.k.a. the historian, a.k.a. my brother, my co-host. Blessings to you, Kurt. Love you. Peace.
Alicia Bumgarner, you're watching Blue Blood Sports TV. Wow.